Hello everyone, I'm Shalaka Deshpande. I have completed my bachelor's in electronics and communication engineering and my master's in embedded systems. I have 4 years of teaching experience and I'm interested in teaching field plus ensuring the bright future of my students. Okay, so without wasting much time, let's get started with the lecture on digital image processing. Let me share the file. Basically, this is the first lecture on digital image processing. So the first point is numerical data processing versus recognition capability. We can also call it as a computer versus human being. Now computers can easily process numerical data and quickly we can perform difficult calculations by using calculator or PCs, but it cannot have recognition capability compared to human brain. Human brain outweighs machines or PCs in recognition capability. What is this recognition capability? Let me give you the example. Now suppose you meet your friends after 10 years. There are changes in his features, eyes, nose and face, but still you recognize your friend. So you can recognize him easily because the human brain has good recognition capability. Okay, clear? So that is basically difference between the machine and human brain. Okay, now there are some disadvantages in the human beings, but and those disadvantages are covered by machine, that is numerical data processing. Okay, now what is an image? Image is a powerful tool in communication. See, whenever we want to communicate any data, we can communicate in the form of an image. Okay. So, suppose let me give you an example. There is an event in your life. You are traveling in a very good place. So you click the photos and send it on the Facebook, Instagram. You share the digital data with your friends and families. This is with the advent of digital evolution. Okay, revolution. Sorry. So basically, you can communicate your happy moments or via use of image. Okay. So it is also used in communication. Now various visual information sources are there, and those visual information sources means your image is in the form of two dimensional. Okay, so those visual information sources, they are manipulated in image processing, and various processing is done on those visual information sources. Okay, now there are medical images. Okay, for example x-ray image, and doctors use these medical image to scan anatomical structures and to detect the for example there is a fracture, so the x-rays are used to detect the location and type of fracture, and accordingly doctor gives the treatment. So images are used in the medical science, they play a very important role. Okay, the next is forensic imaging applications, that's related with the crime. For example, the iris, face and fingerprints of the criminals are scanned, and various processing is done on them to detect the criminal in forensic science applications. Next is remote sensing applications. In the remote sensing application, satellite sends images, clicks the images, and satellite sends images on Earth, and those images are used to detect the minerals on Earth. Okay, so remote sensing applications. Alright. Now, image. Image is an imitation of real world object. Now, in the real world, objects are three dimensional. But what is image? Image is a two-dimensional representation of those 3D objects, and analog image is denoted by f of x comma y. Okay, now what is f of x comma y? That also we are going to discuss. But currently you just remember that analog image is represented by f of x comma y. Now what is this digitization process? Digitization is a process in which analog image is converted into a digital image. Okay, you can see this diagram. There is a radiation source which is falling on objects, and the reflected or light which passes through object is collected by sensor, that is optical image or optical image in the form of light rays is input to sensor, and sensor converts that into analog signal, and digitizer converts analog signal to digital signal via sampling and quantization process, and this digital signal is given as an input to a digital computer. All right, because computer cannot understand continuous signals, it can only understand digital signals, so digitizer plays a very important role for digital image processing. Now, nature of image processing, three scenarios of acquiring image. Now, see, image processing nature depends on the type of object. Okay, now suppose the object is a self-luminous. Which type of object you are taking image up depends on the image varies. Okay, so reflective mode imaging. In the reflective mode image, what is happening? Object is there, light is falling on object, and that is reflected back. All the light rays are reflected back, and reflected light rays make up the image. Okay, that is reflective mode imaging. For basically for formation of image, optical image, we require lenses, object, and light rays. And next is emissive type imaging. In the emissive type imaging, what is exactly happening? The object is self-luminous. It doesn't require radiation. Okay, it is self-luminous. The thermal cameras are used for capturing the light rays of the object which is self-luminous. So it comes under emissive type imaging. Then transmissive imaging. In transmissive imaging, light falls on object. Some of the light is absorbed and some of the light passes through the object, and the light which is passes through the object is converted into image. Okay, that is transmissive imaging. Now, what is a target object? See, the object can be two-dimensional, three-dimensional, or multi-dimensional. Okay, but in the real world, object is of 3D. Whatever objects you see in the real world, for example, people, mountains, industrial components, various 3D objects we see in the real world, all the objects in the real world are three-dimensional. All right. Now, what does image sensor do? Image sensor converts these light signals or image signals into an analog signal. What is the function of sensor? It converts one form of energy into another form. Okay. So, emissive type imaging, self-luminous objects. As I told, in emissive type imaging, objects are self-luminous. Okay. An example of a emissive type imaging is MRI scan and PET scan, that is used in imaging. That is MRI scan is used to do the scan of a brain. Okay, to see the images of human brain. Okay, for detection of brain tumor. Okay, so emissive type imaging basically is used. Emissive, for example, isotope is given to human beings, and the rays which are emitted when the human beings take that isotopes, rays which are emitted are captured by gamma camera. So basically emissive type imaging is used in medical. Now we have transmissive imaging. What is transmissive imaging? For transmissive imaging, I have already explained. Some of light rays are absorbed by object and some of them pass through object, and the light rays which pass through object, they are converted into X-rays and they give the representation, pictorial representation of bones. Okay. For example, X-rays are passed through human body. The bones absorb some of the rays and some of the rays are transmitted through the bones, and those transmitted rays are X-rays which gives the pictorial representation of bones, human bones. Okay, and ultrasound imaging. Ultrasound imaging is also transmissive imaging. In ultrasound imaging, we get the status of a human baby in the womb of mother. Okay, so basically transmissive imaging is also used in medical field. Now, optical image processing. What is optical image processing? Processing image using lenses and coherent light beams, as I already told. When the image is formed by using lens and the light beam, we call it as optical image, and a human being can perceive only optical image. Okay, now this optical image is converted into analog form. And what is the analog form? What is the analog signal? Analog signal is a continuous signal varying with the time. Okay, so basically, we require analog electrical images are converted into analog electrical form. So analog image is a continuous function f of x comma y. What is this f of x comma y? See, the f of x comma y denotes intensity of image, where x and y are spatial coordinates of image. Okay. Now, analog image processing and use of films for recording images. Okay. Now, in analog image processing, we use films for recording of images. Okay. So, basically, for in olden days, the films were used for recording the movies. Okay, analog image processing. In medical image, still analog image processing is used because quality of analog images is better than quality of digital image. So in basically medical imaging, still we use films for or analog image processing. Okay. Now, what is a digitization? Digitization is a sampling process followed by quantization. In digitization, if the continuous analog signal is there, it is sampled, okay, and the sampled values are converted into discrete digital integers. That is quantization. Alright, so after quantization, we get a digital signal, and the processing which is done on the digital signal using the digital circuits and algorithms is the digital image processing. Okay, so what are the various types of digital image processing? What do we do in the image processing operation? Quality enhancement means to improve the quality of image, so the image becomes can be viewed in a better manner. Okay, quality enhancement. For example, when you edit the image in your mobile phone, you adjust contrast, brightness, crop the image. So you are improving the quality of image so we can visualize it easily. Then count of object, detect various objects, alright, in image. Alright, then image analysis. There are various tools for image analysis, which type of image it is. Now let's see the advantages of digital image processing over analog. It is easy to post process the analog image. What is a post process? To find the correction in the image. Okay, so in the digital image we can easily rectify the correction and find the correction. Now we can easily store digital image in a digital memory. There are some security issues, but it is an advantage that we can store it in the digital memory. Okay, we don't need heavy albums like we require in the analog images. Okay, we can directly store it in the digital memory, open the digital camera, or we can open the laptop in which our digital images are stored, and we can watch the images. Okay, sharing images easy means we can transmit the images via network. We can transmit images through network, and receiver can receive it. Sharing of image becomes easy, and it is environment friendly because the films are not used in digital image processing. There is no chemicals, harmful chemicals released while processing image. So basically digital image processing is environmental friendly, and digital camera is easy to use. Okay, now let's see disadvantage. Alright, disadvantage is the cost of digital image processing. Initial cost is very high, and the sensors which used for image processing, they consume lot of power, and there are some security issues while storage. So basically the digital image is converted into optical form, and that optical form is seen by human being. So in this way we have completed the first lecture of digital image processing. Thank you for watching. this video. Hope you have understood this video. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment section below. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.